Welcome back to Ta-da 3D printing. I need to make more of my larger size teepees. This is the 112 scale. I previously did a video on the smaller scale, the 124 scale on the bamboo, but this larger one I wanted to run on the Prusa XL now that I have the 5 tool head. I did try to open the 3MF file from the Bamboo Studio back into Prusa Slicer, but it didn't work. So I went back and found what I had done before, which is I was printing it on the MK3 and I would just do the color change manually. And so I have all of these different colors. That's not going to transfer over to the XL tool head. I am going to have to go back through and redo my little codes to change the filament between extruders rather than just pausing and me manually changing the layers. And then I align it, which puts that back towards the left corner, and I change my temperature to 190. I'm not using the custom G code anymore, and I get this sliced. This print will take 2 hours, 12 minutes on 0.2 speed with input shaper. So it starts off fine. The black is tool head 2, which is the one running now, and then the white is tool head 1. So when it shifts over to tool head 1, for whatever reason, the filament doesn't start extruding. So it's just printing in air right now. There's nothing white happening. I checked to make sure that nothing's tangled or having issues with the white filament, and I don't see anything. But I just start the print over again, and hopefully that was just kind of a weird, quirky thing. I made sure to purge it first, and sure enough, now it is working. Black and white are jumping back and forth, you can see. And then here the teepee moves off of the bed, so of course that's not going to work. I paused the print. So I decide I'm going to need to run it with a brim, and I do print it again, but I forgot to turn my camera on after all those starts and stops, but it did turn out good. So I went back in and added more of these. I want to just completely fill the print bed. When I align it, it kept kicking the 5th one off. It didn't really like that one, but I was able to kind of force it to fit. These all do fit together, and of course the print tower is going to be the same size for 5 as for 1. And this is where I start to really see the time savings, because for one print it was 2 hours 12 minutes, and for 5 of them I'm right at 5 hours, so just about an hour a piece on these ones. Much better use of time and the build plate and filament as well. And I get this printing, and this works really well, especially with the brim. I was a little bit nervous of having so many of it jumping between each of the prints, but nothing pops off the print bed, and this print finishes good. So I noticed something different between the one I printed by itself and that I printed as 5. So this one here is the one that finished that I printed by itself. And you can see along the front it's pretty smooth. On that right-hand side, it looks really smooth, the black and the white. And just overall, the layer lines are very pretty. There's no issues with the colors bleeding. It looks good inside. I'm very happy with this one. And, you know, the brim worked out good. That's going to pop off easy. But these ones that I printed as 5 of them, look at how rough they are in comparison. Not only is the bridging right there kind of rough, which sometimes happens, it almost has like a divot on that side, and just look at how rough, especially the black is. It's almost all of the panels look really bad. It's worse as it's lower. It gets a little better as it goes up. There's a little bit of issues there with the filament, and I was hoping, well, maybe it was just one or maybe just a couple of them. But it looks like every single one of these has just an ugly spot that runs all the way through. I'm really disappointed with this. I was happy about this time savings, but see how it's kind of just like looks like the filament's missing a little bit right there? It's almost like the black didn't get the purge correct when it swapped on that layer, and all of them look the same. My layer height was pretty small on these. It was 0.2, but I did use input shaping, and maybe that was not a good idea for this many items. The brim is coming off okay. This one is one that I still left the brim, and these other ones I'd already popped the brim off, but I'm just really disappointed with how rough they look. and I don't want to just print one at a time. If I did that, I could print it on my other machines. I was really hoping to be able to knock out a lot of them at once. So I may try this again without Input Shaper. I'm just trying to decide what to do, that I'm not just going to keep printing things that are going to fail. So let me know what you would do next, what you think might have been the issue with this just real rough texture on it. If you've run into something like that as well, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.